I'm here with Ebby Gerry, and when I was looking at your bio, since this is a Delaware show, I thought it was interesting that it says in 1951 you had a stable called the Lake Delaware Stable.
Correct. My brother and sister and I had the stable, and the Arden Homestead stable was owned by Roland Harriman and my father. So we had to race under a separate stable, and we called it the Lake Delaware stable because that's the name of our place up in the Catskills, Lake Delaware.
Gotcha. Darn, I was hoping it had something to do with the first day, but we'll let it slide this time. Now, you have had a huge and wonderful career in harness racing. You want to name some of the greatest horses that you've had?
Oh boy.
I know. It'll be a long show.
I wish there were more. Well, the Arden Homestead stable, before we became involved, had some great horses. Titan Hannibal won the Hambletonian in 1945. He was the first undefeated 2- and 3-year-old of his time. First 2-year-old trotted to go in 2 minutes, and that was a long time ago. I was 12 years old then, and that's when we got hooked. The great horses that my brother and I and sister have had, Geranium was the first one, and then more recently, Me Maggie, Kicktail.
Goldfish is another one, right?
Goldfish is a more recent one, yeah. That's when he just finished race. He won the Yonkers Trot, yeah.
Yeah, okay. About the Hall of Fame, you're not only a member of the Hall of Fame, but you're the president, correct?
President of the museum, yeah, and a member of the Living Hall of Fame, yeah.
Okay. Now, for some people, I have to tell you, everybody, I have been to the Hall of Fame plenty. So this message is not for me. It might be for you. For people that have not been to the Hall of Fame, tell them to go.
Gotta go. They've got to go, and they got to become members, because the members are the people that support us and allow us to do what we're trying to do, and essentially that is to recreate the excitement of harness racing by depicting the past and the present and the hopeful future. And we do it through exhibits. We do it through outreach programs, and harness racing has a history to it. It's the oldest sport in the country, really. It goes back before the Civil War. And so we depict that, but the more important thing is we depict the present too. We have exhibits of the past Hambletonian winners. We just got a wonderful scrapbook from Steve Elliott on Donato Hanover. We're going to have a special exhibit on him, and we've got something called a Drive to Win, which is the unsung heroes of the sport, the ones that have never made it to be into the Living Hall of Fame, but in their own right, they did a lot for harness racing and for the sport, and so it's creating excitement.
Oh, that's very neat. Yeah, that's exactly. You don't walk into the Hall of Fame and there's a bunch of old sulky sitting around. My favorite display is the Hollywood in harness racing, or harness racing in Hollywood, of course, because I'm an on-camera kind of gal. But it talks about all the great movies about harness racing. And it's very interactive. You have a whole thing where actually you sit in a seat and it's almost like you're
a simulator. And it took us quite a while to create it. But it gives you the sensation of driving in a race, sitting behind a horse and driving in a race, and it's the key to I don't know what you call it, but it's what we attract people to come and see. It takes about 10 minutes, and you sit in the thing and you get shaken up, and you got a horse in front of you, and it's.
I like the part where it looks like a shoe's flying at you and you think you're going to get hit in the face.
At you. Yeah.
Yeah, the shoe's cool.
Yeah. Come to Goshen, New York. Come see the museum. Admission is free. You can get a free tour. You got to spend about an hour there. You can spend more if you like, and you'll see everything. You'll see the past, you'll see the present, and you'll see the future. And that's what this sport is all about.
Oh, yeah, the future. Well, the past, present, and the future. But absolutely. Well, I want to end the interview asking you. Now, I love history, okay? I just went to Philadelphia not too long ago. Now, on the Declaration of Independence, there's an L. Bridge Gerry. Unless you're the hottest, 230-year-old man ever seen. That's not you.
He was my triple great-grandfather.
Oh, okay. That is really cool. Do a lot of people ask you about that because they recognize the name?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I guess it's an unusual name.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, but a very cool name, you know. So, oh, and we want to mention his wife's name's Kitty. So, see, I love the name Kitty. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a huge Hello Kitty fan. I wanted to ask her what it's like being married to a superstar, but she kind of, I don't know, she's striking her head. She doesn't want to tell me. Because if everybody knew how great it was being married to a superstar, then
She'd question the adjective superstar or noun superstar.
well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. You're great. I really enjoyed it.